One, this is an easy keep. But two, I did look at our spreadsheet, and I think we had wild/over supplant form. So I don't know. I think it's close. That card is very, very good, as we'll see this game, hopefully. Well, if he's going to do that, this Dragonite Savants is just going to be the old in-play 06. So he's probably Obzon, missing a color. This is a pretty sweet interaction. Creature that provides a card in the graveyard for Hootie. He would have targeted his own guy if he could. If he could target the wall, he like just cycles to draw a card, right? What is this? 2 5s. It feels like I'm spewing the counter, but I think it's okay. Probably want another blue. I guess 1/7 is large. So part of me wants to just Beastmaster here and start drawing more cards than my opponent. Even though it's so bad on my mana. I have 6 this turn. I think it's right. Like, I just reveal the ambush with the Beastmaster trigger on the stack on my turn. This looks like it's going to be a very long and drawn-out game, so I may as well go for that, I think. I'm at 22, going to 20, and yeah, and he's not really pressuring me at all, and he is an Archer's Parafet. I do like how this conceals that I am like he doesn't have incentive to fight or anything like that. Let's get my notepad out. So Abzan Beastmaster is worded so that it's not an intervening if. It's not comma, if, clause, comma. Well then, Sorin. That is a nice hand. Stance for Sorin. Well, I feel vindicated to be drawing cards at this point. What is my plan here? Oh, I get another card, don't I? That's lucky. I guess I missed the damage there. Wow. I guess saving... No, his hand is so good. I should... I don't know. It's actually interesting. So I just go for this here. If I hit a flock, I can just block his flyer. What do we got? Island, Right of the Serpent. Okay, this is where things start to get good. So he doesn't have Sandblast mana up, so I get to squad him for a bunch of damage. We were actually joking about the whole PT. Anytime I use the phrase squad in referring to a combat, my opponent is most likely very dead. It was like a big tell. Oh, wow. We get to supplant form our surveyor. He's currently going to Valorous stance our Dragon Eye Savants. That's a thing he is allowed to do. So I know he has Sorin, Vizier, and Sandblast. War Behemoth doesn't cost 5. Interesting. So let's think this through. He has a Sandblast. So I think I put 3 counters on one Manifest, 2 on the other, and 1 on the bird and shove. Oh, wow, I could have Mandrills last turn, too. I just, completely forgot to check for that. Oh, no, I couldn't have, because he EOT Valorous stanced. Okay, so I was short 1. I did the math right. So it's put a counter on target creature, 2 counters, 3 counters. That interface is actually pretty smooth. And then whatever he chooses to supplant for him, we can either supplant the Surveyor on it, or we can just supplant it and take a copy of it. He's probably going to make the 2/7, I think. Okay. I guess technically it's correct to exile my creature because of, it doesn't really matter. He's not going to Grave Conscription me anytime soon. So he has Sandblast. So I probably just upkeep supplant that guy. Yeah, the Rhino being supplanted here has to be correct. Just make the biggest squad possible. I'm doing this upkeep with the trigger on the stack, so I get to draw a card. The old Hound Shaman doing work. Man, another X5. He's 2 away from Dune Blast and 2 away from Crux of Fate, and he has a Soar in his deck, so I'm assuming the odds of him having a End Hostilities are very, very low. So he takes 4, 9 if he saves. This was a pretty sweet set of turns. Our opponent also was kind of, color screwed, but as that's kind of cute that I could have also supplant formed my Rite of the Serpent manifest, made another manifest, and just Rite of the Serpent did something. So he's a big game deck, so I need to board in my Rakshasa Secrets. I don't really want the Tassiger's Cruelties. I don't remember seeing anything big and flying to kill, so I'll wait on that. If I had one more piece of fixing, I'd pass a Marduk banner, but if it would have been... I guess I passed a really late Abzan banner. I could have boarded in these two creatures. And that would have been sweet in this matchup, so that was actually a pretty huge misplay. Wow. Random defensive duders out. I think the... I don't know if the Flock is worse than Savant or the other way around. Probably just cut the Savant. He knows about it. He'll play around it. Parapet actually works in long game stalls. Maybe I want the Typhoid Rats over the Flock. Typhoid Rats can attack a little better into X5s. Nah, I'm not sold on that. I actually might want this cancel. I'm going to wait on that one. I'll think about it. Maybe for the last game. Cancel's just so awkward to cast. Sure. His hand looks great. Probably dead to a Sorin, but he is mulliganing. Opponent, yeah. The Kyle Bogamus draft special. Opponent mulligans on the play, you cast Mind Rot on turn 3. They lose. Like, there's no good answer. His mana looks horrible. Yeah, that was M13 draft where Kyle would always draw first and take all of the Mind Rots he could. Not all, but like he'd always have like 2 Mind Rots in his decks, and he'd always draw first, and he'd always just cast it and run his opponent out of cards in his white-black Exalted decks. I'm actually skeptical that our opponent really has a good deck because he is playing Pressure Point in his many-colored deck. Whereas Pressure Point is usually like a filler spell. And the card's obviously good, but you need your spells to really be impactful in these 5-color decks. Just going to cast this for curve concerns. It's going to take out 2 spells here anyways. Oh, and he has Awaken the Bear too? Yeah, his deck looks really dysfunctional. As dysfunctional is the wrong word. Maybe disjoint? Disjoint is the word I'm looking for. Maybe not disjoint even. I don't know. Sorin? Outpost, dude. Sure. Back from whence you came. Oh, I played the wrong land, technically. In theory, there's like a board state where I want to get a abomination to play, or like discard this land to a discard spell that he casts. Of course, if he casts a discard spell, he's probably very dead. It's like the best morph to have right here. Okay, I just want to talk about the weirdest part of this art that I'm just noticing. He's got this elephant warrior has this big furry face. He's just got normal non-hairy man hand. Is that common with all the Loxodons? It's just so strange to me. He didn't replay the 2-5. Does he just like? Does he have the soul read on this? Being an elephant warrior? I probably should have just flipped, but I actually like leaving up Sultai Charm better. I think that this is a very tempo-oriented game I'm playing right now. I'm kind of making an assumption that he doesn't have Crux or Doom Blast, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do there. If I flip, he goes to... Yeah, I should have slowed down a little bit and thought about that. I think that if I'm committing to not playing against, or beating Crux or Doom Blast, this is fine. I don't see an issue with that. Okay. So this is +6 power. It's not lethal. What do I target? I think I just kill the more relevant long-term creature. This turn I'm just going to flip whatever he opts to block. If he chooses poorly, he basically immediately loses the game. I don't really see a reason to not play land. He's not going to play a discard spell of any kind if he's going to win this game from here. Which he didn't. Cool. And the reason for that was I would be able to map onto my flyer and just kind of distribute counters in a more optimal way if I drew an untapped land there.